because I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're at 88 Love to Create. Barbers, hairdressers here in Rayleigh in Essex. Yes. Did I get that right?
Yeah, it's my barbers, yeah.
Your barbers?
My barbers, yeah. The plug. I've been coming in for a while now.
Okay, yeah. Rayleigh in Essex, literally on our doorstep somewhere. First of all, how are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm alright. Yeah. Thanks for asking.
I genuinely care about you, Cougs. That's all. About you.
It's quite cute, isn't it?
No, I'm just a caring geezer. I'm a lover.
One of them. You've been out in Spain for the last however many days. Obviously, you were training out there. I know you had your family with you, but you're obviously training out there.
Yeah, training every day. You know, training's a way of life for me. I need it.
Okay. Yeah, let's jump to it. Today is Friday. It's around 5 o'clock. So just for timestamps, because we know boxing changes very quickly and something could materialise in the night and etc. So, but just leaving Eddie Hearn's office today, he gave us kind of an update on the situation regarding the Eubank fight, which he says that they're going to, or he, from his perspective, is going to try everything he can in order to make this fight happen. He's used the word close, but what can you tell us about that situation with Eubank Jr. and that fight?
Listen, I don't really focus on the negotiations or the ins and the outs and the business side. I let my team handle that. You know, I've got the best team in the world on this, so for me it's just focus on training, making sure I'm ready. If they presented a fight date with me within 3-4 weeks, I'm ready. You know, so I make sure I do my part, and you know they always do theirs. They always deliver, and I deliver as well. So as much as I know is, I've agreed to the fight. The meeting out in UAE went well, and that's it. It's a waiting game at the moment.
2 days ago, you put out a tweet directed at Chris Eubank Jr. and also Boots Ennis, but let's focus on the Chris Eubank first. Why did you put that tweet out 2 days ago? Was that to kind of push a ball that's already rolling, if that makes sense?
Because I'm hearing everything else is sorted. So let's give the public what they want. You know, there's unfinished business there, there's history. My intentions will be completely different going into this fight. It's got to be this fight, really. It's the biggest fight out there at the moment.
Obviously, the reason why this fight has even come about talking again is because of Liam Smith's injury that was scheduled originally for June the 17th, got pushed back to July 1st, and now it's been moved after that. So that situation has kind of opened the door for yourselves, Matchroom and Eubank's team in order to get this fight ahead of a Liam Smith rematch for Chris Eubank.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I wish Liam Smith a speedy recovery. But listen, if the stars have aligned for this fight to happen, the stars have aligned. I feel like everything happens for a reason. That's it, I feel everything happens for a reason.
Now, originally, after that, the fight never happened, obviously back in October, the date that was touted for this was actually Saturday the 3rd, as in tonight. So, when I spoke to Chris Eubank, probably about 4 weeks ago, when they announced the rematch with Liam Smith at a press conference, he said to me that the reason why that fight didn't happen for June the 3rd was because he chose not to take that fight with you.
Yeah, again, I don't really know the ins and the outs. It wouldn't surprise me if he didn't take the fight. It's one of them ones where if he loses to me, where does he go? But then again, if he loses to Smith again, where does he go? So, you know, he does some strange things, he does, doesn't he? So it's like you don't really know as to why. You You know, it's like there's just numerous things. It's just strange. But, you know, I'm happy with coming up to 160. You know, I know there was massive uproar about me getting him down to a 157, was it? Only, what, £3? But, you know, I cut up to 160, jump up 2 weights, still be confident giving him a beating. So this time it's more personal. You know, it's not just success. You know, he needs to feel my pain. He will, if we fall, I'll make him feel my pain. Every punch.
To your understanding, though, without kind of, say, contracts being signed, etc., you believe that Eubank wants this fight with you, though, still?
I don't know, I'm not sure if he even wanted it in the first place. You know, so for me it's like, maybe he weighs up the risk reward, because if he loses to me, his career's done. You heard him talking in the press conference, you know, if I lose to Conor, my career's done, it's finished, I'm retiring. Well, thank God he didn't fight me, because he'd be retired, his ass would be retired now. No more paydays, no more nada, if he's a man of his word, which, if he is, I don't know, but it doesn't strike me the man that he is. So, you know, his ass will be retired now. He's got a second life. He's got a second chance. You know, to fix up, because if he fought me the night he fought Liam Smith, he would have been done within 2 rounds. I'd have been gunning from the start.
As per my conversation today with Eddie Hearn, when I asked him about likely locations for this, he mentioned September, he mentioned the UAE. Given your kind of ongoing situation with the board and UCAD, it's very difficult. Obviously, that fight couldn't be announced like in the next week or so, the next couple of weeks for a fight in the UK. He said ideally he would want that fight with you and Eubank to happen in the UK. But if it's to happen next in that time period, that's going to be unlikely to happen. This is what Eddie Hearn said, because of that, obviously, the ongoing situation.
Yeah, we're taking the right steps in order for me to make the fights here, the big fights here, the big nights. You got Kell Brook against Smith, you know, world titles. I want these fights here on British soil. That's it's close to my heart. That is, you know, because there's loads of supporters that pay a lot of money to come watch me fight. Come watch me fight over the years, you know. So for me, that's a priority. We're taking them steps. Unfortunately, them steps take a while. You know, they take time. You know, there's a process you have to go through, and we're taking the right steps to the process. It's all positive, but it takes time, and it just wouldn't happen at the time. Doesn't work out, but it's fine though, because I beat him in UAE, and then, you know, we can do it on British soil for the public to see it for a second time. I think I'll be doing the public a great service.
I appreciate you do have an ongoing case, and there's a lot of stuff that you can't disclose and talk about. I get that, but do you have any idea of when you're going to get a resolution to this?
Talking weeks. You're talking weeks. It's been going on for so long. You know, for myself as well. You know, for me, it's frustrating. The whole thing's frustrating. This whole process is frustrating. So it's just a matter of letting the process take its course, and, you know, just, it's all positive, of course, but it's just one of them things. You know, it takes time. There's a lot of factors involved.
I mean, for your own mental state, is it important to you that you need to get out and fight as soon as possible? Because obviously you haven't fought for, what, a year and a half now?
No, a year.
When was your last fight?
Van Herden in
April last year, April.
would have been about a year.
April. Oh, okay. Sorry, not a year and a half. So around 13/14 months.
Yeah, listen, I've stayed in the gym, I've stayed working. You know, there's a period where it was hard to train, there's no motivation, it was lacking desire, it was love and hate for the sport. I went through like loads of emotions, but, you know, it's just staying consistent and, you know, using this time to develop and grow and you know, become a better fighter. And that's why I say to the team, I don't need no warm-up fight. I don't need no warm-up. I do not need a warm-up. Chris Eubank Jr. would be my warm-up. Kell Brook. No problem. Next. Pacquiao talks. Next. I don't need a warm-up. It's not needed. You know, I work hard. And, you know, I worked hard in this time off. That's how you look in the gym. The occasions don't get to me. At all. You know, it's just about getting in the ring and having a fight. I do this every single day of the week. I've been doing this every single day of my week for the past 8 years. You know, fight night's nothing new to me. So, you know, give me the biggest names, no problem.
What have you learnt more so in the last 10 months about boxing, the industry? What have you learnt the most?
I'd say I learned a lot about myself, first off. I've learned, you know, tough times don't last. You know, time is a healer, and I could say I could have responded better to this, but no, hindsight's a beautiful thing. But you know, you just got to keep it moving. I'd say I learned that about myself. That, you know, the hardest fight is life, the adversity it brings, whether it's caused by you or whether it's just something that's happened to you. You know, you just own it, accept it, and you know, do everything you can to just keep it moving and stay motivated, stay dedicated, try and stay on the ball, have good people around you. That's what I've learned anyway through this. You know, what's fighting really? It's just given me nothing but strength. You know, courage. You know, I've learned a lot about myself during this period. It's been challenging. It's been hard. For the boxing community, it's unforgiving. They hate you, they love you, they hate you, and then they love you again. You know, so I guess I was naive in thinking the public would listen. There's been the support from the public. I can't, you know, tarnish all the public with the same brush, but you know, it's true. The media does kick a man when he's down, you know, and pulls him down. You know, builds him up, and then they're quick to tear down. So, you know, I was naive in thinking that would never be the case with me. You know, so you learn. I think it was very naive of me to think that. You know, so it's cool. We just keep it moving.
Your dad said to me the other day that those first 5 months were, and considering kind of everything your dad's been through as well, said it was one of the most hardest points of his life. He opened up to me in an interview regarding, which I think he said before as well, about drinking half a bottle of wine every day for 5 months, and he said it was the most the most difficult, or one of the most difficult times and points of his life as well.
I'm his son. Do you know what I mean? I've left home to work hard and do things the right way, and work extremely hard and dedicate myself, apply myself. I think for my dad to see me as broken as I was, there's nothing he could do. There's nothing my dad could do to change it. You know, I got myself in such a bad way. It was out of character for my dad to act that way. It was out of character to respond the way I did respond to this. And I'm just glad I'm back. I'm just glad I'm through it. Mentally through it. Still want things going on, but I'm mentally through it. Because it was so bad. You know, for the whole family. For my whole family, it was, you know, the hardest time. Yeah, it was just bad. You know, we all struggled together. But, you know, it was also my family that helped me get through it. And, you know, I'm glad I'm here to see another day. You know, it's every day is a way further from the torment it brought. But it's part of life. You know, it's part of life. Adversity is part of life. And I think what I was going through was really bad, but, you know, everybody else is going through something. So everybody else is going through something. And someone may go, I can't afford to pay my car finance or put petrol in the car. I go, well, it's not really that bad, but it's all relevant to the individual. So what I'm going through may be real bad to me, but then what he's going through, having an argument with his parents, is real bad to him. It's all relevant to the individual. So, you know, maybe I carry the weight well on my shoulders, but, you know, it's heavy. People go, oh, you look like you're doing it. I carry it, but it's hard. You know, and strong people break too. You know, and I've been broken. And no shame, no doubt, no shame in saying that. You know, I'm just getting through that process now.
Let's flash back a couple of weeks ago to Dublin, in and out, visit. Took some headlines though, with your, call it an altercation with Mr. Kell Brook. I know you've spoken about it, but yeah, just a moment there between you and Kell.
I like Kell, but I'd still like to knock him out. Yeah, I like him, but I'd like to knock him out. Yeah, I'd love to stick one. These brownies straight on Babet's chin.
Chocolate brownies.
Chocolate brownies are double loaded. These are double loaded. Straight on his chin.
So that's a potential. At some point, that's another potential for you.
That fight needs to be here. We can do that in Sheffield, in front of his supporters. Give him these chocolate brownies, Babet.
It's a very good fight. You're right. A lot of these fights need to be here, but you know, that's no disrespect to anywhere else. Boxing in the UAE, wherever it may be, as long as we get to see it.
Yeah, but the thing is you tell me, who else is there in the welterweight division that entertains like that? Oh, you can't say, of course. Or can you? Who else brings entertainment in the welterweight division? Who representing the country in all governing bodies? Who delivers entertainment?
I feel like you're arguing with yourself here. I'm not necessarily disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm just like, you're just actually having an argument with yourself.
No, it was a question. But you gave me the look as in, Con, you know I can't answer that.
It's not a case I can't answer it, but I get your point. But it was almost your question's almost rhetorical. Like you're answering for yourself as well. Me.
No, I was asking. I was waiting for you to go. No, you Con, but you didn't. So I had to do it for myself.
But you're 26. You're not even 27 yet, and so you're nowhere near your peak. I'm assuming.
It's just mad. It's a mad thought because you're right. I'm still only 26, and feels like I've been in this game for ages. Well, I have, but it's I just feel like I got a few more years left. I want the biggest fight. I want to deliver people the biggest fights. Now it's funny how quick the tables turn in terms of Kell Brook. My dad saying he'd be ready for Kell Brook. And now it's just funny how the tables turn. Kell Brook's not even a worthy opponent. He's old and retired. When he's only a year older than Crawford. It's just mad, isn't it? But it's a compliment. It's a backhanded compliment because people don't like giving compliments. Well, Van Erden was terrible. Algieri, terrible. But it was all right for Ennis, who people rave about. And go, if I fight him, it's not going to turn out well for me. It's just mad because people don't like giving you compliments, but they backhand do give you a compliment. You know, so that's how you look at it. That's how I look at it anyway. You know, I make them fights look easy. I already offered them out though. Again, both of them, pair of them. I said I fight them on the same night. You know, I said to Eddie, I fight Van Heerden and Algieri on the same night. Since they both are adding up raw, you know, test me every week. I fight them both on the same night, and combined, it doesn't go past 3 rounds combined on the same night. We can do that, no problem.
All right, well, realistically, that's not going to happen. But yeah, admire the confidence, Conor.
Why realistically? You got YouTubers fighting. You got, you know, people you know.
Spell it out what you think could possibly happen, because 2 opponents in one night, and those opponents would be who?
Algieri and Van Heerden. Them two are the ones. Them two are the ones kicking up an uproar. Massive saying, "I've never been punched so hard in my life. I've heard this. I've heard." Well, let's put it to bed then. No problem. No problem.
You're making reference to YouTube boxing where they've got tag team boxing. Shout out Misfits, right? But like this would never be sanctioned by a professional governing body. I can't believe I'm having this conversation with you.
Why? Where's that, Cougs?
Two fights in one night. It's not prize fight, mate.
Yeah, but that's no problem. I'm just letting you know. That's no problem. It's all right. It'll be all right when it don't go past 1 round or 2 rounds. Because it wouldn't. I'd make sure of it. The same way, whoever my next body is won't go past 2 rounds. Won't hit a 3rd bell. My next opponent will not hear the 3rd bell.
Whether that be Eubank or whoever.
Me coming up to 160, I still don't think it goes past the 2nd round. Anyone. You know, I feel like a wild animal that's been caged up. But in the same breath, I'm a lover.
Coming back to this situation with Eubank, what would be the reason or reasons if this fight isn't to happen next year?
Eubank says no. I feel like it's the only reason the fight doesn't happen is if Eubank says no. As far as I'm aware, everything's good to go. You know, so I'm ready to go in a couple of weeks. Realistically, if I'm being honest, I'll be ready to go in 4 weeks.
But the UAE date that Eddie Hearn was referred to, he said that could push late August, September. That's what he said to me today. If that was the case for it to be in the UAE, unless you were going to tell me something different there.
Again, I don't know the ins and the outs. My team don't bother me with the ins and the outs. I just focus on fighting, man. That's it, I'm the fighter. I make sure I do my part. I make sure I learn how to slip a jab. I make sure I work on my defence. I work on my fitness. I work on my agility, my timing, my accuracy. I let them handle it. I trust my team. You know, I have the best team. You know, Eddie, Frank, Matchroom. You know, they've guided my career to where it is. I've taken it to where people think it couldn't go. So here I am. This is what's happened here is a minor blip in the road. I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't go through some sort of adversity in my career. But we just keep it moving, man.
Are you prepared to return to boxing initially into kind of a little bit of a villain role?
I've sort of got a mindset. You're like.
Mind you, I say that, but I was with you at the AJ fight, and I saw like hundreds of people coming up to you. I was with you all pretty much most of the night, as in between the fights, obviously. But everyone I saw coming up to you, I didn't see anyone kind of coming and saying anything negative to you. Everyone was kind of showing you a lot of love. But that was at the O2. I'm not saying that's the present for every fight moving forward. I'm just saying for that particular night, that's what I saw myself.
Yeah, but even in Mexico, pure love. But you know, at the AJ, I got absolutely mobbed. The social media is a minority. It's absolutely mental. It blew my mind a little bit because it's just so polar opposites. But it's like just trolls. It's just mad because it's like no one says nothing in real life ever. And then it's just like, but I'm sitting there going, there's 20,000 in the O2, I'm getting mobbed with absolute love, not one person say anything. And then I'm sitting there going, one of you lot are that person, come say something. Even fighters. Like, there's loads of troll fighters, and I'm sitting there going, mate. Or what will happen is someone will send it to me, or it don't really bother me, but you get troll fighters. Then I look at them and I go, yeah, nah, I'd rather be Conor Benn all day long. I'd rather live a day in my world than a lifetime in your world. You know, so it's just mad because it's never had another fighter even say nothing to my face. Saw some fighters in Dublin, nothing. Quick to pop up on socials, but nothing. Not that I'm looking for it, it's just funny. because it's, you know, as Mike Tyson says, social media's got people real comfortable with disrespecting you on social media, and then, you know, think that it's gonna float when you see them in flesh, or let's just forget about it. It's just, do you know what I mean? So it's just like it's just mad. Social media is a funny old world.
Okay, well listen, appreciate your time. I think your hair appointment is due. What are you having done, by the way? Are you having a little, what?
I'm having a little skin fade.
Yeah.
Little zero on the sides and little zero on the sides.
You was having your hair cut in Spain though, weren't you? Because there's a picture of you getting your hair cut in some Spanish barbers out there the other day.
No, never.
There was.
I'd never. Do you know
There
what?
was a picture of you in a Spanish barber's the other day, getting your hair cut, and then you come here. I mean, I'd be annoyed myself.
Joe, I'd never do that to my barber. Never. Never. I don't know what you're talking about.
Actually, proper tell you ain't had an haircut, to be fair. Conor Benn, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. We'll look forward to hearing news if it's imminent or not, but Eubank, Ben Eubank, let's get it on.
Whichever way around, don't really matter. Only one person's going to end up on top.
Thank you very much.
Because I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncers' guilt rings.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,